for tuning in. So we're going to be talking about these again.
So where did we get up to, Max?
The DS. The DS, if you remember.
So it's a different day for you. It's about what, minute and a half for us. So
we did this so much.
Might be 2 days for you, but trust me, it's just like 90 seconds. So we're talking about the ugly pig, the Chungus, the worst looking console ever made, but Max loves it.
No.
Why do you like it?
I just.
Is it because it's nostalgic and it's old and it's...
Yeah. Also, if you notice, it's actually the same thing as the Game Boy Advance SP.
Yeah.
It has the same hinge.
Yeah, it does have the same hinge, and luckily none of them are broken. So yeah, that was... it's weird, I can't say I like them. I understand they were really popular, and it's what probably catapulted Nintendo again to... Well, what we're going to talk about, which is the creme de la creme, in our opinion, of the consoles they made, where it started to get to a level where they start to be really professional and polished looking.
I'm just going to turn the thing on so you can see what it is.
Is it not flat?
No, it's not flat.
Oh, God. Look how dim the screen is. You're going to have to... I'll hold it up there.
Look at how dim the screen is, guys.
So if you look, I hope you can see that in the camera. So, really dim screen. I don't actually know if you've got anything in this one. I can barely read that screen. I don't have the best eyesight in the world, but I don't even know what's going on here.
I can see somehow. Oh God, we have to go back and then turn it back on. You see, this is what's annoying about the DS's original ones. You had to get out of the game. You had to literally turn off the console.
Yeah, things have improved over the years, haven't they?
I can't turn it back on.
I think it's probably flat. I think you just get it to work anyway. Maybe why the screen looked a bit dim, but it isn't a good screen, is it?
Yeah.
So
how did Nintendo think this was a good design?
So what happened after that? What did they improve it? How did they improve it?
They did basically every single thing that was bad about this. Apart from one thing that really should have been changed. I'll talk about that a bit later. In this model, the DS Lite. I would probably say, is probably the DS. It still had Game Boy Advance support. You could still play games on it. The one thing is, we have one problem.
What's that?
So if you go onto this game, go on to Picture Chat.
Let me just show the screen to show the difference. It is significantly better.
However, we have one problem.
What's that, mate?
And the problem is, you still have to turn off the system when you go.
You can't go back to the home menu, can you?
No, which isn't stupid since they did that with the first one. How did they not fix that with this one?
Yeah, it is a bit ridiculous, but as you can see, the difference is huge. This is so much nicer, and even that to me looks a bit old-fashioned now, but compare that to... There's no comparison. The one great thing about Nintendo, and these especially, is you can pick these things up so cheap. They're not expensive at all. Games are really cheap for them now, and you can have some fun on them. No, it's not a Switch. I'm not saying it is. But retro gaming is here for a reason. That's because it's popular. And it's popular because in the old days we didn't care about the graphics. It was all about the gameplay. And these things have great gameplay on the old Nintendo games. So.
You see, okay, this is why I think gaming, even though it's going uphill in graphics, it's going downhill in actual gameplay.
Yeah, I agree. The graphics have got to a level which is incredible. And I never expected from playing on my ZX81.
I even from thingy, still think GameCube games look good. And I literally was born in the era of the Wii U, which we talked about in the last video we did.
So yeah, they've moved on. So what's this?
Don't mind the scuffs, by the way. This was used. This is Nintendo DSi. Fix the problem of you not having to thingy. Had a giant camera in there for some reason, and they did something cool. That noise.
Just hold it up a little bit so we see.
They added a proper menu.
Yeah, so this is the first Nintendo to have an actual menu system. Unless you had a flash card in, of course.
For some reason I have My Sims King in here. My Sims Kingdom. Why? I don't know. The DSi sound. This is the era of handhelds having a good menu. So you can mess around with DSi sound. You could browse the web when it was still available. This thing's low battery, so I can't keep it on for long. It fixed that problem, but where's the Game Boy Advance support? Where is it?
They've got rid of that at this point and moved on to what it is, but you can still run your Easy Flash card in the top.
You can still run an R4 card in there.
Yeah.
So that's sort of sad that they removed the Game Boy Advance support.
So what happened after that?
Oh.
When do we get to the good stuff, Matt?
So, okay, before we talk about this, we're going to talk about the elephant in the room.
I
We're
actually
going to talk about this one first. I'll talk about that one in a tiny bit. So this thing is the DSi Excel. Don't know why you didn't put the Game Boy Advance slot back in.
I really like this thing. This to me is a really nice looking.
This is the definitive DSi.
It's got a great size screen, so look.
I think it's got better graphics
Let's remember
too.
to show people. So yeah, the graphics look better, the screen's brighter, it's sharper, and it's a lot bigger as you can see.
This is something that I've had for a while. 587 in one. You randomly got this game card from somewhere. I found it and played around with it for a little bit.
Yeah. I do not actually recommend buying this because
No.
obviously this is software piracy. However, if you were to get your hands on one, this is quite good value.
Yeah.
This has got 580 games on it, and it's 587, but it's not because there's a lot of games that are duplicated. So they got the Japanese version, the American version, and the European version. However, there's still about 300, and there's some good stuff on here, isn't there?
Yeah.
Plays faultlessly. It just opens up as if it's one game, and you go into the menu.
Yeah.
But like I said, do not condone the purchase of these cards.
Now, I'm going to talk about value. I'm going to talk about value. This is value in a console. Okay, let me tell you about this thing. This was used. We had to wipe it and stuff. This is on full volume, maybe as well. Turn that down a bit. Okay. This thing was £40, okay? Right, let me tell you what came with it. Obviously, you got the console, which you can find for £40 on its own. For starters, we got incredibly lucky with this. It came with like 9 DS games. They weren't the best, but they came with this Starfuck. They weren't the best,
Yeah, but they were alright, weren't they?
but they would get DS games in the big clunky box that Europe got for some odd reason. Don't know why. And it came with not one, but 2 R4 cards.
2 R4 cards with the SD cards already in them.
These things retailed back when we did this for like £25 each.
I think, yeah, but then you've got an SD card in there as well. So probably you're looking at £35 to £40 for these. And you got 2 of them. And the machine, 8 games, the charger. Was there a case? No case, was it? Yeah, there was a horrible case. We chucked it.
No.
Or was that really a different one?
We haven't. We could have come with case. Might have done.
So that one was 40, and I think. So for instance, that was 40 quid, which was the right bargain. This one is exactly the same, obviously.
But it didn't come with the games.
This came with nothing. This is a Mario version, so it's a limited
£20.
edition. That's why I bought it. And this thing was 80 quid, just on its own. No games, no charger, no box.
You see, this is why we were talking about in the Wii U video, Facebook Marketplace and eBay. If any of you are literally like under the age of 40, you're going to go, ew, Facebook or ew, eBay. But you can get some really good deals on there.
You've got to be a bit careful on Facebook, obviously. When you go to
Yes.
someone's house to buy it, you're going to get the item. I wouldn't recommend getting one through the post. eBay, probably the best place you could ever buy anything from in this country. 30 days, money back guaranteed no matter what, because they'll always side with the buyer. So if you buy something, you think something's wrong with it, you literally just open a case and they'll always find in your favour. Always. That is absolutely every time.
Facebook Marketplace, yeah, that's just...
So what next?
Now we're going to be talking about these bad boys. I'm going to move for this since
Do you want to swap places with me?
Yep.
Right, you come round here. I'll move to this end. Right, so what have we got next? You'll have to move over because you're going to be in the camera, mate.
We have, drumroll please, the 3DS. Oh, I love this thing. So if you're wondering what my favourite console is,
Screen.
it's going to be one of the 3DS's, any of them.
I've been talking.
So this 3DS is an incredibly good machine. I love this thing. As you can tell, you have you actually have like a circle pad now you can move around with. Absolute shocker, I know. I'm being sarcastic if you didn't know. And this is cool. Oh, I have the 3D on. You're not going to be able to see the 3D on this camera, but it exists. It's just going to be blurry.
3D, if you've never seen it, kind of works and kind of don't. I don't like it. Me and Max turn it both off, but there's a lot of people we know, a lot of people we watch YouTube and stuff play with it turned on. We don't like it, but
it's hard to get into the position you need to be.
So this particular machine here was about, I think I paid 100 for this.
Now,
this is immaculate. This looks like, well, it had it. This came with everything.
This was an explaining history video and how it's cool. Now this one's more about why you should buy.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah, but one thing is, the 3DS right now is going for stupid prices for what it is. So I'd say stay alert, find good deals. And if you don't get like a proper 3DS, you could always go for a different model, which we'll talk about later.
Let's talk about these two. But yeah, the 3DS is stupid at the moment. The prices are going insane. You can't get one for anything like I paid for this one.
So act fast.
Yeah, act fast if you see one, but yeah.
And also act fast if you want to get any games from the eShop, because it, again, just like the Wii U, it is shutting down on March 3rd, I think.
Yeah, very soon, so...
March 3rd, 2023, if you didn't know.
Again, games are cheap. They run obviously all 2DS games. They run everything. This will play everything.
Again,
so
we went to CEX, we looked at a bunch of things, and you're wondering why there isn't anything in that corner, because we sort of thought of this a lot earlier than we thought of the other idea, but we're going more in depth for the lack of that.
Yeah, this is more to go through than Nintendo and why Max in particular loves Nintendo. So, these came after, didn't they?
However, we need to talk about the...
Yeah, so that's the original.
These are 3DS XLs. Now, if you're wondering why I've got two of them, I'll tell you that in a short bit. But let me tell you about this. Oh my god, is it worse and better? It is worse and better at the same time. You got a bigger screen. You got a bigger screen. But I feel, to me, the plastic that they use is a lot less good quality.
Yeah, I agree. The quality dropped on the build of these things, but come on, Max. The screen's massive. It's ace compared to. I just absolutely love the XL.
Try playing like a proper 3D platformer or whatever on this dinky little screen. You're not going to have as good of an experience.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, they aren't built as well. They're not, but
the game I have in here is Metopia. My God bless, I will strongly say, get Metopia. No matter if it's for the 3DS and the Nintendo
This
Switch
is cheap
version.
as well, isn't it, Metopia? We saw that dirt cheap, didn't we, somewhere?
I think it was like £8. I think it was £6 actually. So yeah. Metopia is a great game. I recommend you get it, along with Tomodachi Life. Both great games for 3DS. Honestly, a lot of people say Tomodachi Life was one of the best games for 3DS.
Yeah, no.
I sort of agree. I would agree with them, definitely.
So why have you got two?
Because I'm going to show you the powers of buying somebody that's pre-homebrewed console. This is something called homebrew. You can do it yourself.
I'll show it to the camera.
No,
look,
that's fine.
I'm going to show the screen. So as you can see,
there's a bunch of games.
There's a bunch of games installed on this thing. It's been homebrewed, and then the games have been installed by various ways onto the back of the the card at the back.
However, these things cost a lot.
Yeah, I can't remember what this was. 300-ish.
Yeah, 300.
I think it was around 300 quid, but that was including everything on it, and it was it was brand new, wasn't it? It still had a screen protector, I think, on it. It came with a case, a charger, and it was boxed.
Hold on, almost got the sort of competitor.
Ah, yes, sort of competitor.
But
we're going to disagree on this, but go on.
So this was the Vita. Honestly, you're going to say we disagree. I like the Vita.
Right, yeah. So, Max is a Nintendo fanboy. Now, it should be the other way around since he's 5 younger than me, obviously. But it should be the other way around. But He is a Nintendo. He loves Nintendo. So
mostly because I watch some of the Nintendo YouTubers. I think they're more funny than regular YouTubers. I don't get it.
So this is a PS Vita. So this is a second. I think it's a second or third edition. This isn't that old. Well, it is old now, I suppose. I got it about 4 years ago, something like that.
Now, I would prefer 3DS, but I still like the Vita for what it is. It's a PS3 in a handheld, basically.
It is. It's PS3 through PS4 handheld. Now, the problem with this is Sony are terrible. They don't know what they're doing. They bring this out, which, let's be fair, it's amazing. The screen's big, it's sharp, it
has dual analog sticks.
It's got dual analogs. It's a mini Switch, but plays PlayStation games. Didn't sell because Sony don't market it. The games were ridiculously expensive, and the software houses didn't really support it.
To get anything, if you want like digital games, if you want to like get a hard drive, that'll be like £200.
It's expensive.
It was ridiculous.
Now, if you want a PS4 and indeed a PS5, you can use this as your controller, which becomes a controller with a screen on. So it is quite good for that if you want to use it.
I'm just going to tell you a story about what the 3DS did. Okay, so by the way, I'm missing some consoles. Along with the consoles I'm missing is the new 3DS XL, which is a lot better version. It still uses the same crap plastic, but it has a nice...
It's better looking, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just better looking and has a C-stick, which is...
Have you got a 3DS? Yeah? You ain't got one, have you?
I don't have a new 3DS, but I have a new 2DS, which we'll talk later. So they were thinking... So they're going to make a new model, like a Pro model, which didn't really end up happening. Sort of did, sort of didn't. And they thought, along with better screen quality, maybe better 3D effect, maybe even bigger screens, something like that. Maybe better camera, I don't know. They said a second circle pad. Now, Nintendo were like, guys, if we are creating one, it's not going to include a second circle pad. But then, in Japan, they were like, okay, there's going to be something that you can get a second circle pad on 3DS for. And it was like a shell with like a weird area with like a thingy and a circle thing. You just sort of clip it onto the thingy. And that just felt uncomfortable, but it was just to shut people up. So
you're going to quickly talk about that because we're getting long.
Yeah, okay, so we're going to quickly talk about this. This is a 2DS.
This is terrible, by the way. I bought this, so it's disgusting, it's awful, and
you can find okay ones. It just depends on the quality.
It doesn't matter how. If that came out of the box brand new with the sticker still on it, it'd still be horrible. It's just horrible. You like it, don't you? I don't understand anybody buying this.
I don't.
Apart from, to be fair, it's just a bit big. Because they made one. It's a DS, isn't it? Without the snapshot, it's just a
bit of better screen.
Yeah, the screen is better, I do admit.
So
they're cheap, so these things are really cheap if you're looking to get into Nintendo and you've not got anything.
If you want like a 3DS alternative, these are cheap. But that is the only reason I give you to buy this. These are just worse in every single way.
Yeah, they're just hideous.
I don't get what Nintendo's going for here. Anyway, let's talk about these things. And you showed them that after I showed them this. This is a 2DS. It looks like a smartphone screen. Now, Scott the Ones, I'm mentioning him, doesn't really get this. I do. Because people like the biggest screen. The biggest screen of the 3DS.
These are nice. These are nice.
These are nicer quality plastic. And
to be fair, because the 3DS function, in our opinion, doesn't work that well anyway, you may as well buy one of these.
It's going to be cheaper too.
They look, there isn't that much difference now, so are they? These are quite expensive as well. Yeah. These have gone up. So, that is a standard.
That's the story of Dad getting sort of ripped off by this thing. He thought it was buying a modded one.
Yeah, he wasn't modded when it arrived, but this is a modded one. As you can see, it's very, very similar. It's homebrewed exactly the same way that one is. And I recommend, if you are looking, this possibly could be the way to get in. I think these are better looking. They feel a bit cheaper on the plastic. Mm-hmm. I prefer the button layout than on there. I prefer the way the start and select are done there rather than they are on there.
Also,
it's got no buttons on the bottom of the screen anymore.
Also, talking about this thing right here, this thing is a new Nintendo 2DS, and I think that's the only 2DS XL they made, the new one. So it has a C-stick, it has all the things that this one has, I think, apart from the faceplates being able to come off.
Yeah, you can change the faceplate, can't you?
On these ones,
Yeah,
I think this
not
one.
from can.
But this one's a nice one, I won't change the face because...
Oh, this one's superb, isn't it? This is a Pokemon one.
And it has a button, that's just cool.
So, that's it. However, you might be thinking, hang on,
that?
there's something missing. Hang on, before that, there's something missing here. Obviously, we've gone through Nintendo, so there's switching on the table. The reason that is because we're going to do a full video on a Switch. A Switch is too in-depth to talk about, in our opinion, than just drag it on this video.
And also, it's not a fully portable, is it? It's a portable console. It's like a console you can
It's a console and a portable, but it is the best thing they've ever made. We're going to talk about that in another video coming soon.
Actually, I'm not sure if it's the best thing they've ever made. The Wii U exists.
Yes, Wii U does exist. So, this thing that Max is holding in his hand, a really nice looking piece of kit, is the alternative to all these. So the one thing about
these is that it would be expensive.
This one is expensive because it's metal.
Because, oh my god, this thing looks absolutely...
So this is an IPS screen, it's more powerful than any of these. And it's around £150, I think it was. This is quite old now. This is the 350M. They've moved on miles. Now the big thing, and we're going to do in the next video, you're going to see that we do after this, we've got a lot of these different types, haven't we?
Oh my god.
So the reason we talk about them is this will play anything that these play, plus it'll play PlayStation 1, Mega Drive.
Sometimes GameCube.
This one will play some GameCube, yeah. It'll play PS1, Dreamcast to a degree, PSP to a degree, but it will also play anything there. So all the 8-bit era and most of the 16-bit era are definitely going to play on this machine for 150 quid.
Yeah,
now that sounds expensive, but some of the ones we'll talk about in the next video cost under £50 and do exactly the same thing.
So, one thing is, you're going to be wondering, hang on a minute, you didn't say if these were worth it. These
If you
are
can get
not,
games for
if
it.
you can get games for it, and if you can actually find one.
So, best console, what would you
This
recommend?
thing is okay.
What would you recommend on the table
This
if
thing,
someone was
don't get this thing.
if someone was buying one? What would you recommend someone to buy?
I would recommend somebody to buy either a 2DS XL, if they want the 3DS. It's a bit cheaper than the 3DS XL, and I mean, yeah, it's only a bit cheaper.
If you're watching this video and you've never had Nintendo games and you're thinking, well, why? Just because Nintendo games are fun. It's simple as that. The games are all fun. You won't get there's no kind of, I don't know. They're a very different type of game Nintendo make because they're a little bit crazy. But the games are going to be fun. Super Monkey Ball, stuff like that. Puzzle Bobble. They're all good, these games, and they're all something different. And all these.
So, if you're going for a 3DS, pick a
2DS. So if you want a 2DS XL, go for one of these. 3DS, this is your market, but as Max has said, this is probably the one to buy. If you can afford it, go get yourself, this is a stock one, go get yourself one of these. You can pick it up about 100 quid. You can still buy these new.
The reason why I'm suggesting these is the new versions of these are the only versions they make, so you won't have to pay the premium.
No, you won't.
You just have to pay the regular price.
And you get a lot for your money, really, to be fair.
No!
However, let me throw a spanner in the works before you go. I'd buy none of these and I'd buy one of these.
If you want to buy a DS, I'd probably say go for a DS XL. And finally, if you want to buy one of these, Game Boy Advance SP. So,
long video again. Another long video, but
yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.
see you later.